everybody, and welcome to the stream. Second day of streaming here. Did some research during the day today and came up with the idea to set up this nifty heads-up display. So there's a bit more information. So here we are connected to Vatsim, beautiful Los Angeles International. Short flight to Vegas. We're just testing out the setup, and we're gonna be flying out momentarily. So I have the flight plan set up. So let's just get some. It's really dark in here. Jesus. Oh, there we go. So let's get some power on in the aircraft. Get the radios working, the generators. Put the storm lights on for now. Okie dokie, window heat, emergency. Lights on, air dew line. So far, so good. Bring on the fans. Air. Get stuff ready for when we need to start the review. I have the settings set up slightly faster so the systems power up a bit quicker here, so it takes a bit less time. Beautiful flight factor aircraft here, 777-200ER. Let's get the radios going. Let's make contact with the purser, which is you have to do. You have to contact the purser and the ground crew just to get things kicked off here.
This is the captain. Good day.
Good day.
Just a sec here. Alright, so yeah, got a bit of power on in the aircraft. So just to show you guys something, I did set up a flight plan in SimBrief. So as you can see, we'll be flying from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. All the fuel that we need, our reserve fuel, cost index, flight level. Going down, we have our route here. We'll see if ATC gives us a different route. 320 passengers on board today. So let's get this ready. I set this up in Navigraph. Whoops. I'm not a streamer, so I have no idea what's going on. Okay, so we'll be going, I think depending on the departure here flies you out into the ocean. Yeah, you see. So we're most likely, I don't know, depending on the runway we get, we might fly out here on a vector and then eventually get cleared to Las Vegas. So without further ado, let's get this started. So we'll do it the simple way. You can get the data from SimBrief. There you go. Everything is there. Simplified loading, fill from SimBrief. And then we can, before we load the aircraft, just make sure we got some lights on. Actually, I have to do all this. It's kind of dark outside, so you don't want to run too much light. You can drink the coffee. Okie dokie. So let's make contact with ground.
This is the captain. How do you hear?
Good day.
Okie dokie. So that's good. I have no idea why the parking brake isn't connected. That is strange. So we have the ATIS. We grabbed it before. The weather here is November. I don't know why I'm fading away. Why is it doing this? That was weird. That was very strange. Okay, so What's next? We can start working the box here. Now that we have the lights on, for today's purposes, we'll just do the simplified loading. Get from SimBrief, load the aircraft.
The load sheet is here for you.
First officer hands me the load sheet. We can get it onto the clipboard here. Excellent. So, we made everything go a bit faster so we don't have to wait too long for the GPS to align. Let's get that set up. Reference airport. Again, what I love about the flight factors, you can type right here into your keyboard. Gate, that's not functional at the moment. Las Vegas. Oh, sorry. Los Angeles to Las Vegas. The runway, I won't fill it out now because ATC. I looked at the ATIS. They're saying right now they're flying out of here on runway 24 left and 25 right. I could just plug any one of those in, but I really have no idea. So it's a bit laggy while typing into here. Runway. Let's just throw in 24 left into the box for now. Very strange. Anyways. So, let's just throw that in. So far, so good. So, before setting up the departure, we have an idea, right? So this is the flight plan. It says Orca 5, but we really don't know. So, I'm just going to make sure the ATIS X-Pilot. There we go. So let's tune into the ATIS and LAX here. I have the Logitech radio. It's a great feature. The standby doesn't move for some reason. I'm going to see how I can manage to fix that. But once I dial in 133.8.
APEX system in use. Activate transponder with mode C on all taxiways and roadways. Rethink all runway hold short instructions. Advise contact. You have been information November.
That is beyond terrible. I don't know if that was like lag or something, but that sounded terrible. My frames are not that bad, so I don't know what that was. So that with that done, there is a tower guy online. He'll probably be managing ground and all of that. So let's get right to it. 120.95 for the next human.
Radio receiver volume control.
Gotta get those on. Get
We
this
also ask
on.
that your seats and table trays are in the upright position for takeoff. Please turn off
Is he
all
even still
personal
around?
electronic devices.
Oh no, he's
including
gone. Tower's
laptops
gone.
and cell phones.
So let's log on to
Smoking is
SoCal
prohibited for the
Approach. He'll
duration
be
of the flight.
dealing with our
Thank you for
clearance.
choosing flight factor.
128.05.
Use your right taxi via Bravo.
Okay, here we go. We can get the APU going here. Let's get this going. Yeah, that's good. Let's see what's going on outside. The ground guys are there. Okie dokie. SoCal Approach, Air Canada 11 Heavy with you at the gate. Looking for clearance to Las Vegas McCarran. We got November on board.
Clearance 1497.27, taxi via Bravo.
Might get a sec.
Associate 629 exceed 190
It's
knots.
the approach guys gotta manage the tower and the ground. Might take a sec. What's the gate? when I press my arrows, they just keep going. Has never done that before. What's going on?
Alaska 73, steps runway 25 right at Juliet, taxi departure via Bravo.
Just to fly right at Juliet, taxi
202.
parking by Bravo, United.
Correct. Alaska 56, turn right heading 100.
Why is that lagging so?
Southwest 2126. Descend and maintain 3000. Delta 447 Heavy, runway 27, clear to land. Traffic departs prior to arrival, Boeing 737.
27 clear land,
Delta 254, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
Let's just give this guy a sec here to get his footing.
Southwest 856, turn right heading 170. Arrow 3827,
Sound on
turn right
Vatsim is
heading
piercing.
140.
Let me see if I
It's
can.
a 140, arrow 170. Southwest 856,
Just
you're
turn the
3
Vatsim
miles
sound down. But I don't
from...
know, that sound is a bit piercing in my ears. Okie dokie, so Stormlight's a bit abrasive. Let's bring these
3
on.
miles from Lemon, maintain 3000 till established, cleared ILS, runway 20 red approach.
3000 to establish. I'll keep my look a little weird for you if I can freak you out, but there's zero approach.
Whoops. Get the lights on
9615, runway
there.
25 left, clear to land.
The lights on
25
there.
left, clear to land, United 615. Delta 5897, cross runway 24 left, taxi echo to the ramp. Echo to the ramp, 5897. Arrow 38273, it looks like you're starting a left turn.
So we're at the gate 202.
Can you revisit me? I'm sorry. Arrow 38273, not a problem. Just turn right heading
This guy's
050 and I will
beyond
get you back on
visible
the localizer.
Sorry, right turn 050, arrow 273.
Okay. Let's see. SoCal approach. Do you read Air Canada 11? Mic check.
Air Canada 11, SoCal.
Good evening. We're with you from the gate here at Los Angeles. Ramp 202, IFR to McCarran International, Las Vegas. We have November on board.
Air Canada 11, heavy PDC.
So he said he's going to send us a PD. Oh, hot mic.
SoCal Approach Alaska 1315.
He said he's going to send us a
IFR report, we have
PDC,
November.
which we just received, that I'll bring up on screen, show you guys what it looks like when you
45
put this on
Lima, yeah,
Vatsim.
got it. Southwest 856, runway 20 right, clear to land.
So, I scribbled this down into a little
2126,
notepad.
right,
So
heading
it is going to
100.
be indeed the Orca 5, the Maizen transition.
Delta 254,
And
radar
it's such a
contact,
short
line
flight
set.
that there's no real waypoints. We go straight into the arrival, which is the reindeer. They pronounce that reindeers through.
Arrival, looking for island.
And then, so we're going to climb the
1553,
SID.
SoCal approach at circuits, cleared ILS 25 left.
Okay, maintain 5,000. We're going to expect flight level
And American
250
35, heavy,
after
were you
5
checking in?
minutes.
Yeah, I'm on the
And
Ziggy 8.
departure
crossing flavor
frequency
15,000,
is
send down to
the same
13,000.
guy we're talking to right
American
now
7035 heavy,
on
SoCal approach,
128.05.
roger. The Ontario altimeter 300.
I don't, ground is not connected right now, but they were before, so I'm not sure.
Southwest 21
Oh, ground, okay, that is the same guy. Okay,
Except
end of message. Excellent. I like to take this out of the way, and I don't know, it takes a bit. I like to write the radios down and not just like cue them up
SoCal
from.
Approach Alaska 1315, IFR
from
report
Xpilot.
November.
So we're all set. So
Alaska 1315, SoCal approach.
let's get that in the
expect
box. Was it Orca 5? You see, you didn't give us the runway. Let's just select this now. We may have to change it. Whoops, I think I forgot to select the transition.
Russia, Americans 1128 heavy, wish
Orca 5.
directions for pushback. Do you want me to
Maizen.
bed? I have to set in my bed question. I pushback.
Activate. Execute.
No,
Perfect.
push back your discretion.
So we really don't have anything to plug into the box, so we can go into the arrival.
Americans 1128.
Las Vegas.
Alaska 1315. I don't have a flight plan for you.
This guy's getting chewed out.
Southwest 2126, your 5 miles from limit, maintain 3000 until established, cleared
I
island.
did take the ATIS down in Las Vegas, ATIS Gulf.
Canyon 7035 heavy, just
They're
maintain
running
1000
runways
to
26
San
left
Bernardino,
right now and 19 right. So let's just set up the ILS Yankee 26 left and we'll see what the guy wants to do when we get close.
1315, we just forgot to press the
Bourbon,
should be there now.
whatever, we can,
Arrow 38273, turn
select
right,
it.
heading 170.
Heading 170, arrow.
So just run through the legs page, make sure everything makes sense. It looks like it does, so.
SoCal, good evening, Qantas
Be
10 on
doing
the ground
that
LAX with November.
from reindeers,
814,
descending,
pushing
and
start on
then we'll be getting vectors. This
A lot of
is
you
a
calling
bit
at once, Qantas
wonky here.
10, so got a departure, push at your discretion, just be advised, I believe the neighboring gate, the super is going to be
So
pushing.
it's in the mountains, so it's gonna be the runway's at 2,000 feet.
And 45 Lima, just hold short, runway 20 right, one more arrival, and then we'll get you moving.
What we're basically gonna do is fly Bourbon, and then he's gonna give us vectors, and we'll probably end up
That's correct. Bravo Lima, hold
doing
short,
some
runway
changes
20
to
right.
that on the fly. So the next thing to do,
Southwest
set up the
856,
perf.
Alpha departing.
We got the lights over here. Nice touch.
Delta 254, contact Delhi
The
Center,
takeoff weight
126.52.
today, 469.8.
Southwest 2126, runway 20 right, clear to land.
We brought up the reserves, so that was on our flight
United
plan.
615, cross runway 25 right at Lima, taxi Bravo to parking.
25 right at Lima, taxi Bravo to parking, United 615, thank you.
So right here, this is what we're looking for.
180, let me know if you can pick up the
6.5.
180, let me know, arrow
6.5.
327.
This guy actually gave us, he said that we're going to expect flight level 250.
It's arrow 38273, got the localizer.
Aero 38273, 4 miles from
The
Humber,
cost
maintain
index
6,000 until
was
established, cleared island,
16.
runway 16 right approach.
Alright, 6,000 until established, clear the ILS 16 right, arrow
Excellent.
38273.
Takeoff
American
thrust
7035, heavy descent, maintain
I do
8,000,
have
you
this
a request for San
on
Bernardino.
a separate tablet
Listen to 8,000.
with the
we'll
weather.
Like to get the RP
So
before at
according
the-
to the length of the runway, etc., it's going to be, I guess, a long runway. I'm going to derate the takeoff to 2. Cell temp 43. Next, run flap 5.
Delta 447 heavy, taxi Bravo to parking.
The CG's over here, Mach 29.7, round
Aero
up to the
1497, right
nearest
27, clear for
whole
takeoff.
unit, 30. You can click your V-speeds in, we got them already,
American
but
7035 heavy,
sometimes
clear
they do
direct
change
Tesla.
after putting in the wind, so I just come in and do the wind
Direct
first.
Tesla.
So the 8th November, the wind was actually 000/000, in other words, calm. And the outside temperature here in Los Angeles, 16 Celsius, not extremely warm for this
KLM 382, so got departure,
area.
expect PDC.
Okay, so we are all set. We can close this up. I like to run the legs on this side and the performance and the
Approach Alaska
program.
1315. We
on
just
this side.
filed about a couple of minutes ago. I just want to make sure it's in
Perfect.
the system.
So from here we can basically start asking the purser to. She's calling us.
Alaska
actually.
1315, I don't
Can
have
set up our
anything
squawk.
for you yet.
Isn't it mandatory to turn on the no smoking sign?
Make sure the call sign matches what you filed under.
Our squawk code, did we get it? It was on the PDC. I don't remember seeing it at all.
SoCal Emirates, Tree 7 Victor, Super Stand 150 with November for push.
Am I crazy, or did I did not get a squawk code? Okay, here we go.
There's
4733.
Emirates 37 Victor.
Confirm this 37 Victor,
Beacon.
Super.
Emirates 37 Victor, Super, SoCal departure, push and start, your
So I have
discretion,
this
just
set
be
up on the
advised
Logitech as
neighboring
well. It
Super is
doesn't.
also pushing.
Oh yeah, it does actually work in real time there on the
watch for the other
transponder.
Super, Emirates 37 Victor, Super.
So the squawk code is going to be 4. Whoops. 7.
So approach Alaska 1315 should be fixed now.
47. I think it's 33. What I see there.
Alaska 1315, I got it now.
There we go. So we'll do that. Mode Charlie on. So since we have the APU running, we're all set. We can basically have the purser close the doors.
Close doors.
By all means.
Once these two lights here
American
turn
7035
off,
Heavy cross Pesley at or above 7,000
we can
cleared.
arm the
RMP runway
doors.
24
All
approach.
doors to
Cross
arm.
Pesley at or above
All
7,000
doors
cleared.
are
RNAV
already
RMP runway 24 approach.
Ladies and
3 minutes.
gentlemen, on behalf of the crew, I ask that you please direct your attention to the monitors as we review the emergency procedures.
So from
There
here
are
now
major
we're gonna
emergency
basically
exits on
ask
this
ground to
aircraft.
remove all the ground equipment, make sure we're actually connected to the APU.
Yep,
Utilities.
happy Thanksgiving.
Count
Will
the
do.
number of rows to this exit.
So now this goes away.
Runway 16 right, clear to land.
Pressure loss.
No more electric in front.
Instructions from
If you
the
forget to turn on your APU, everything powers down right now and your aircraft goes dark. And it's super annoying, so make sure you don't forget the APU. You can have the guys on the outside close the hatch.
But, did you need a cross back over?
In the unlikely event of an emergency landing.
Of course, sir.
2126
Pressurized.
cross right 20 right,
So
Alpha
now
Bravo.
they're gone.
Life vests are located below your
We
seats.
can go
45
ahead
Lima, runway 20
and
right,
get some
line away. You said you wanted a northbound
hydraulics
departure.
prepped up
Ask
here.
that you make sure
No
that all
smoking,
carry-on luggage
whatever,
is stowed away
seatbelts,
safely
whatever.
during the flight.
Anti-ice, we'll
While
wait
you
for
wait,
that.
SoCal departure, American
So we're basically
73,
ready for a
Captain
pushback.
on board, Dan
To check the
155, ready
health
for
of our
flight
APU
start.
and
system.
enjoy the flight.
American
Looks
73 Heavy,
pretty
push
good.
and start your discretion.
So, do you say push and start at our discretion? Let's check in.
It's running 1497
And
radar
also we'll
contact,
have
climb
to
via
brief
set.
the departure quickly. We'll just line this up.
Tower 45 Lima right, down one departure, approve runway 20
Well, we
right,
don't know
clear
the
for
runway,
takeoff.
so we'll just wait. SoCal approach, or ground Air Canada 11 Heavy, ready for push and start from gate 202.
Quantum Heavy, SoCal departure runway 24 left, taxi Kilo 2, Lima, Echo.
Okay, that's
You stepped on somebody or someone stepped on us. Flight
And somebody else
four.
called on that.
Yeah, Air Canada 11 Heavy. We're ready for a push and start from ramp 202 here in Los Angeles.
Air Canada 11 Heavy, push and start your discretion, and expect runway 25 right.
We'll expect 25 right, push at our discretion. Thank you. Okay, cool. So we actually
SoCal approach, good evening.
put something else in the box. So
8,500 descending via the
let's fix
25.
that. 25 right. We'll execute.
Southwest 2741,
It tells you that
SoCal
your
approach,
takeoff
Burbank,
speed's
California
got deleted.
3010, safe
Just go
approach.
back here.
3010, Island
Just
Blue,
resend
runway 8, Southwest 2741.
Excellent. So the next thing is going to be setting up the pushback. So let's have a look at Navigraph. So
Push and start at pilot's discretion for
if
anybody calling for
we
push.
zoom in and have a look at the airport,
American 1128 Heavy.
first of all,
American 1128 Heavy, roger.
We're
Your
set up for
company,
the wrong
neighbor
runway.
gate is also going to be pushing.
So he told us to set up,
Reference them.
what was it, 25 right,
Vehicle American 1128 Heavy.
25 right
Time 1753,
currently.
right 25 left,
So
clear land.
we're going to be using this runway. So we got a taxi all the way to here. So our discretion, best bet is push back to the left and then taxi probably down November all the way this way towards the runway. So we'll set up a push back towards the left and get lined up on Mike.
Hey, SoCal, good evening.
Or actually,
8111 clear.
we probably have to push back to the right. This doesn't, if we want to follow the lines, come
American
out this way.
7035 Heavy,
So let's do that then.
at 4, runway
Perfect.
24, clear land.
While we're here, might as well open up the chart, have a look at the departure. 25 right, climb on heading 251 to 640, then climb direct Docker, so it's going to be an LNAV to Docker, at or below 3,000, then heading this, blah blah blah, expect left turn, blah blah blah, top altitude 23,000. But they did tell us to maintain 5,000, and then we'll be waiting for further clearance. So
Charlie Squad 1200.
this is it, guys. Let's get to it. So there's a pushback to the right.
Are you running the Ontario airspace by chance?
Back, push back.
I am. It's just,
What's funny about the Flight Factor, guys, you actually get to drive the tug yourself. I actually struggled so hard with it yesterday. And it kind of delayed me to like start my engine, so I'm gonna start one engine now, the one that's furthest away from the gate.
No worries.
1 second.
Yeah.
So we're driving the tug right now. We're under the ramp.
Southwest 2741.
This is a bit unreal here, but I'm gonna do it like this. So we're getting under the aircraft. Let's just go back into the cockpit and bring in fuel to that right engine.
And Qantas 10 Super, I think the plan was for you to go to the North Complex for the Super aircraft. It's a little bit tricky to taxi on the south side of the airport, but I can give you 25 left.
Let's drive the tug. We gotta flip it to drive it the other way. And then there's a HUD here, and then bring the dot right into the green. Give it a bit of torque. Whoops, a bit much. It's a bit wonky to drive.
It's a little bit tricky
with the yoke and the throttles using the honeycomb Bravo. Wow, that looks pretty much really lined up. Let's click here.
Parking brake, please.
He's asking us for a parking brake. Brakes are up.
My
bad. I was set up for 2-5 left.
Brakes are up.
Yeah, Alpha. You want me to turn around?
Qantas 10 Super, cross runway 25 right on Lima and keep it moving.
Lift this up.
25 right on Lima and keep it moving.
Still a bit new to this. I usually use better pushback. I won't be using this bit more. He asked me for the brakes, but the brakes are on.
Depending on your pace, we'll see if you get to cross.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Pushing the
Brakes
plane
to
back.
release the brakes. That would make sense. That would make sense.
Approach, hello,
So now he says starting the pushback, but I'm actually going to drive the pushback myself.
Serving 1497 LA Center now 1
Does the taxiway actually connect this way? No, it actually doesn't. There's actually bleachers there.
152,
Not bleachers, sorry. I'm not sure what the
1487.
term
Thank you.
is.
Qantas 10 Super, cross runway 25 left, turn left on Alpha. Keep
So
it
let's
moving.
just push right back.
5 left on left Alpha. Qantas 10 Super.
Max torque on this thing. Amazing how this thing can push back a 777 like this much, like this fast. I mean, like it's torqued out to the max right now, but
American 1120, expect
let's
25
slow it
right.
down a bit here so we don't.
Expect 25 right, American 100.
This is a decent pushback here.
SoCal,
Getting better at this.
37 Victor Super for taxi.
Number 37 Victor Super, runway 24 left, taxi via
Okay,
Kilo Echo.
that should be enough.
Good luck out for 37 Victor Super. SoCal approach,
That will do.
1315 taxi
So,
at Charlie 7.
Left 1350, right 25 right.
Set parking
taxi via
brake,
Bravo.
please.
Set
25
parking
right
brake.
via Bravo, last 1350.
United 1727, right 25 right, line up and wait.
Right line up and wait, United 17.
So
Southwest 2741, descend to maintain 5
you're
miles.
back. I think we just click here.
5,000.
Hand signal. And then they even change the direction so I can just
Yeah,
drive away like
382
this.
requesting
If I turn my nose gear, nothing is working yet. There's a process with the
heavy,
pin.
push and start your
Captain's like, I
discretion.
want to see the pin. Decent amount of realism there. Oh,
GPS 05, I hear you loud and clear.
these freight typers. Okay, so that should be it for the pushback. Come into here and the process
We are done with the pushback.
Oh yeah, we got the thank you. Southwest 2741,
Release the
descend to maintain
equipment. All
4,000.
clear.
4,000, Southwest 4741.
Come back soon. Cheers.
All right. I like to go out here just to make sure, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, let's start that second engine.
Runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Can bring on hydraulics on this side.
Go 25 right, United 17.
Do a few things
American
here.
1735
Bring
heavy
up
taxi
gas.
parking.
Whoops.
Taxi parking
It's a
procedure.
bit dark in here. What do you guys think? Dome on. It's a pinch. Much better. Can look at the performance of our engines here.
Southwest
starting out.
2741, turn left heading 110.
Bring this up.
110 Southwest 2741.
Trim 4.25. So we're going to want to set the
2741,
trim.
you're 5 miles from
I have
Buddy.
this on the
Maintain
yoke.
3,600 till established cleared islands from right approach.
4.25. This would be 4.5. That is just about
600
right.
established cleared islands
So
runway
that is the
8,000.
nose down trim for takeoff. What else? Now the engines are going. We have some hydraulics. We can bring the flaps out during a flap 5. Some people might say it's a bit early for that, but honestly, it looks pretty clean on the runway today. Sometimes when it's not so busy, they'll give you fast takeoff clearance before even holding short. So, and then you gotta tell them to wait while you extend your flap. So I just be ready. Bring this on. Anti-ice on.
Just take a share. We have Oscar ready to taxi.
The toe's gone. Taxi light. All this
Station
on.
81111, so that departure. Runway 25
And
left taxi via Alpha.
Everything else looks
Pretty
pretty good.
1753 taxi Alpha to the ramp.
Excellent. Look here,
Taxi
no
Alpha, I'm
warning
just gonna go to the
signs,
south pads
nothing.
here.
Engines are running. I like to leave the
No worries.
APU on just a bit in case there's
And good night,
something
see ya.
to restart the engines. I have the nose wheel tiller connected to like an old joystick, not
Radar contact line
too
number 2.
shabby. Nose gears working, excellent. Yoke working, excellent. Put your feet on the rudder pedals, toe brakes.
Southwest 2741, runway 8, clear to land.
Everything is working.
Runway 8 clear to land.
Reverse
Southwest
thrust, working.
038273, taxi
Excellent.
Alpha to parking.
Alpha parking broke out to 2000.
Excellent. So we are looking pretty good. So let's call him back, see what he's going to say. SoCal approach, Air Canada 11 Heavy, ready for taxi, 25 right.
Air Canada 11 Heavy, runway 25 right, taxi via, let's see, we'll do November Bravo.
Taxi via November Bravo for Air Canada 11 Heavy. Thank you so much. Cool. So pretty straightforward. We're gonna go around the corner, November, hang a left on Bravo, and then basically go all the way around to the hold short.
Qantas 10 Super, runway 25 left, line up and wait.
Let's get it.
25 left, line up and wait.
So we're basically ready to go. Take the brakes off. Add a little bit of thrust in the beginning just to get her moving because she's heavy, and then we're gonna peel like way back on this. All right. It's a nice night. So this is the route. Whoops, had my eyes on
Qantas 10 Super, RNAV Hyper, rolling 25 left, clear for takeoff.
RNAV Hyper, 25 left, clear for takeoff. Qantas 10 Super.
Okay.
Alaska 1350, 25 right, line up and wait.
25 right, line up, wait. Alaska 1350.
Good evening, FedEx Station 473 Heavy. Ready for push to start. We already have our clearance in on PDC, and we also have a PDC as well by tower. Those are altitude from 35 to 390.
FedEx 6473 Heavy, so got departure, push on to Alpha is approved.
Push on to Alpha is approved.
Unit 1727,
Okay, I'm
contact
just
Delhi
gonna
Center
slow down here and have a look at the
126.52.
map again. So is Charlie Bravo, so second left. Charlie is here.
Citation 81111, hold short, runway 25 left.
Holding shorty, 111.
You want to be looking around too, especially in these busy airports.
Approaching
Make sure you
7
don't hit
left.
another aircraft. That wouldn't be good.
SoCal Emirates 37 Victor Super will be fully ready upon reaching.
So we're on Bravo here.
37 Victor
Look
Super,
at that
roger.
humongous A380. Jesus.
You're going to be number 2 in the sequence following one off the south
I'm
complex.
looking at this on a 55-inch 4K. It's beautiful.
Alaska 1315, caution wake turbulence. The Super departed off the parallel runway. RNAV to Docker, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
25 right, clear for takeoff, RNAV Docker, Alaska 1350.
Qantas 10 Super, radar contact, the altitude.
1,100.
Qantas 10 Super, climb and maintain 1 to 12,000.
1 to 12,000, Qantas 10 Super.
SoCal approach, United 1147 is at 18,300, descending there to arrival into LAX. United 1149 SoCal approach, LE altimeter 3010, expect ILS 25 left approach.
So we're just gonna run this all the way to the left side.
United 1149.
Real world time, real world weather, real life human ATC, courtesy of Vatsim. They're very
What's that
serious like
altitude
that,
for
Vatsim.
Qantas 10 Super?
Qantas 10 Super 12,000.
They are serious. Once I get a few streams going,
Caution,
I'm sure.
taxiway.
Whoops.
Caution,
Yeah, that
taxiway.
voice comes on. We're just like hitting 38 knots on the taxi. It's not ideal, but
Caution,
it's not that
taxiway.
fast.
Caution,
I'm just gonna hit a bit
taxiway.
of toe brake here just to slow her down a pinch. I hope the res is good. It's like my second time streaming, so I'm like trying to set up everything as high quality as possible. And I have this plugin in OBS so I can stream on Kick
Number
and
37
YouTube
Victor
at the
Super,
same
right,
time
24 left, line
on
up and
YouTube,
wait.
and then
24
like
left,
the quality's
line
good,
wait,
but
37 Victor Super.
I
Alaska
struggled
1315,
with this
radar
problem on
contact,
OBS always disconnecting when I was
1.65
connecting to Kick.
Alaska 1315,
Played around with the
maintain
settings
8,000.
and finally got it working.
8,000, Alaska
I hope the
1315.
quality looks good. So it's not a small airport, right? So you gotta, whoops, I was looking at my map, sorry. It's not a tiny airport, so the taxiways, depending on the days, you know, I didn't really, I mean, I didn't really know where we'd be flying out from. I didn't check the weather, or the NOTAMs, or the ATIS, so I just spawned in somewhere where it looked like the gate
They haven't
can fit
called
this
for taxi
aircraft,
yet,
and
but I can check.
just happens we got
American 783, are you ready?
got the
Caution,
short straw when it
taxiway.
came
Caution,
to taxi.
taxiway.
American 783 negative.
Do you want to watch your speed on the taxiway? I'm just giving a bit of brakes to slow down. This guy's doing approach, tower, and everybody on the ground, so he's probably too busy to grill like a guy speeding on the taxiway. But if they have like a full team connected with tower, ground, and everything, you're doing 35 knots on the taxi, they're gonna call you. They're gonna say something. So I don't know if we're cleared full length. I think we're good here.
880 heavy, SoCal
Just
approach,
hold
LA
short.
3010.
Let's see if he says something to us. Otherwise, we'll give him a call.
Station 8111, right 25 left, line of point. Upper wing 25 left, station 8111.
And that's it. We just sit at this line.
You're a little busy. We can vacate around.
You know, this is the part, you know, where you set up your flaps and, you know, you check your trim and make sure your lights are on and, you know, all that stuff, and make sure, you know, your stuff is good. You can check your hydraulics, make sure everything's good. You can simulate problems on this stuff, so that's cool. So next time someone gives us the mic, we'll talk. Set the altimeter, I almost forgot. The altimeter setting was 3008. 3008. Whoops. Okie dokie, so we are all set
Qantas 10
and
Super,
ready to
contact LA Center 12615.
making that right turn, taking off this way.
Radar contact.
So we'll set up the altitude here. You were basically cleared to 5,000 feet. So let's put that in the box.
Via Bravo.
Via Bravo, 73.
Citation 81111, RNF Hyper, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
Hyper, 25 left, clear for takeoff.
I like to align the heading so if anything goes wrong,
Super, radar contact lost.
we could basically fly out on the vector and just select heading mode in the aircraft. We'll go in a straight line while you troubleshoot.
And 1149 traffic, enter
So
12
put
o'clock.
here, 251.
Moving right to left is Alaska 737, restricted to 8,000.
Okie
We got
dokie. Safe speed here for noise abatement might be 250, and then we'll proceed to climb at a profile of 280 knots.
Shortly, once that traffic off here,
We will activate the auto throttles to
behind you.
enable
Roger, Alaska
Toga
1350.
flight directors on.
SoCal approach you. Air Canada 11 Heavy, RNAV Docker, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff. Air Canada 11 Heavy, RNAV Docker, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
RNAV Docker, clear for takeoff. Air Canada 11 Heavy. Thank you. So,
Citation 8111,
what
radar
we're going
contact,
to
climate
do, you can select LNAV on the ground for these type of RNAV departures. Pull up the engines a bit, remove the brakes. We're going to hold the nose wheel tiller, get the center line, spool up the engines, hit toga, steer it down the runway with the nose tiller until we hit around 80 knots, and then there's enough wind catching on this ginormous rudder, and then we can use the pedals to continue steering until we hit V1. So let's spool up here. We're cleared.
On runway 2.
And then we'll hit the toga button.
Somebody calling for clearance at LA.
Since we derated the engine, the auto throttles, they just pulled back so that we can basically take off at the profile that we set up earlier in the box. I like to, at this point, 90 knots, we're gonna use the rudder pedals to hold the line. I like to push down on the yoke a bit to keep the nose down, in case you get a bit of wind.
Alaska 1315, LS center 126.5.
V1, so we're going to pull up here, rotate. Nice and gentle, watch that huge tail. Catch some air, positive rate, we'll pull up the landing gear. And then let's climb to around 500 feet, trim the aircraft down a bit, and we'll fly straight to Docker.
Signal approach, UBS-05 Heavy, we are ready for push and start.
UBS-05 Heavy, push and start right here.
So trim the aircraft, get a profile going. Just about 1,000 feet.
Air Canada 11 Heavy, radar contact.
Get autopilot on. Air Canada 11 Heavy, we are at 1,200 to 5,000 RNAV to Docker.
Air Canada 11 Heavy, climb and maintain 13,000.
13,000 for Air Canada 11 Heavy. So, yeah, that's it. It wasn't, it's not a crazy hard departure. In the USA and in Canada, there's a lot of these departures where you kind of just fly vector or something simple like this, and then they just clear you to like your next waypoint. You said 13,000, I think? Last night was fun. Flying into Boston, there was this RNAV that couldn't fly because this flight factor aircraft doesn't have VNAV running yet. So it's like, I never really use the VNAV much. I like to type of eyeball, look in the box and try to eyeball my descent, and basically that's the art of it, right? So let's bring up some flaps here before we overspeed. But, what was I saying? It's a flight level change, so we're cleared to 13,000. And let's increase the speed to around 280 knots. And what we're gonna do is, for climb fast, we'll remove the auto throttles, and then we'll just, for the sake of, if he doesn't bug us for the airspeed, oops, that was a bit wonky. We'll climb a bit faster here with the engines on manual. I just have them a bit higher than the profile. We don't really need to worry too much. It's not a long flight. On long flights, you do not really want to do that because you'll burn more fuel, and you may not make it to your destination. Short flights like this, so you test the limits of ATC. We're not going to speed crazy at this point. With flight level change, the way it works is I set the speed and the altitude, and the aircraft is going to control the pitch. So I find at 280 knots, the pitch is just right for like a nice climb. As we gain in altitude, it's going to lean back towards a 5-degree pitch angle. Sorry, repeat heading, turn left what? Direct clipper for Air Canada 11 Heavy. So the box automatically puts us on the vector, he eventually clears us, separation, busy airport nonsense. So that makes sense. From Clipper,
Yeah,
it's pretty strange. We basically fly,
It's going to be 24 left if you
we gain altitude to 13,000 feet, and then we basically loop around and then fly right over the runway where we came. Clipper is basically right above the airport. And then from Clipper we can go to KLAX, so can get rid of this discontinuity in the box. Excellent. So far everything's performing very, very well. We can turn the APU off. Runway turn off, taxis off. The rest I keep on. I don't know what's going on. Everyone's talking on top. This is chaos on the radio. We're getting a call actually.
Captain, we are already here. Cabin is secure.
She's a bit late on the call, but
73 heavy, runway 25 right, line up away.
Line up away 25 right.
what's going on?
73 heavy.
Well, we've leveled off, and now we're overspeeding the aircraft.
10, just fly heading.
That's a bit my bad. I turned off the auto throttles. When I do that, you need to pay attention. But whatever.
The turn left heading is 030, and let me know when you can go direct Clipper.
Oh shoot, we're an idiot. We didn't get to.
650 runway 5.
That was a bozo mistake.
Heading 050.
050, 6,005.
And expect direct umber for 16 right.
Umber for 16 right. For the
That's
Alice,
really
Yankee 16 right, 05.
See, on this side. Such a light ass thing. Why is it doing such a thing? What we could do for now, okay, it's finally like engaging in some type of pitch angle. I was just gonna pull the heading mode and then just get them to fly to Clipper, especially at these low altitudes. The aircraft usually can handle it, have the bank angle set to auto. It's gonna pitch like this. You're not gonna get a bank like this. You're not gonna get a bank like this at high altitudes. You'll feel the impact more. Passengers will be covered in coffee, etc.
Delta 891, heavy runway 24
So
left.
LNAV engaged, back on the profile.
Yeah, 1149, turn left heading 280.
We're actually expecting a flight level of 250. Our plan said the ATC said that clear us probably 10 minutes after the departure. Low flyby here.
25 right, taxi to be Bravo.
Fantastic. First day using the heads-up display. I'm looking at it here. Looks like it's working quite well. Yeah, looks like it's working just fine.
FedEx 76 towards 73 we were holding short wrong.
Nice night.
76 Jill, Foxtrot.
Nice night to fly. Oh, we're clicking out of that. So everything's looking just right.
At 11, heavy climb and maintain 15,000, contact Delhi Center 126.52.
Climb and maintain 150. Contact LA Center 126.52. Air Canada 11 Heavy, thank you.
Yeah,
So
9 miles from Honda, maintain 3,600 till
we are
established
going to
Island
switch
25 left
frequencies.
approach.
126. What's going on now?
Roger, we'll be clear for the ILS 25 left approach for United 1149.
Why is it? Why do we have a notch of flaps? This was like a glitch that happened yesterday. We had the flaps pulled up completely, and all of a sudden I looked back, and a notch of flaps.
473,
I
and
missed
Hyper, runway
something.
25 left, clear for takeoff.
That is strange. It is very strange.
Hyper and
Delta 891, heavy RNAV Delray, runway
Do you
24
also,
left, clear for
why is
takeoff.
the aircraft Let's hit flight level change. I'm gonna speed up. Coming in over our altitude. Let's hit 150. Let's have her climb.
Delta United 1 Heavy affirmative, RNF Delta right.
126.
Left, clear for takeoff.
Decimal 52.
Okay. 650. Extract clear direct. Over.
Okay, so, LA Center. Just wait a sec, so make sure. You don't want to be the guy just like changing channels and then like instantly like just like talking and not waiting to see if there's not someone on the radio first. So let's come in. Los Angeles Center, Canada 11 Heavy with you. We're just off Clipper here, going up to 15,000.
Aircraft calling Los Angeles Center unreadable. Try again, please.
I don't know what's going on. I can't hear a thing. Sorry, LA Center, you're breaking up just a bit. What'd you say? Air Canada 11?
And aircraft calling, unfortunately, still unreadable, but it appears that you're having a connection issue. I would suggest you disconnect and reconnect to the Vatsim network. Streaming 1487 in the airspace to the northwest. The Oakland Center is closed. Radar service terminated. Change should answer frequency is pretty good.
Okay, so I think what he said is that
Airways 1497 in the airspace to the northwest. The Oakland Center is closed. Radar service terminated. Change should answer frequency.
I think there's still the approach guy in Vegas.
Good night,
transfer to radar once we get closer to Vegas.
1315 in the airspace to the northwest. Oakland is
Since
closed.
he's going offline, as soon as he goes, we'll just, I guess, accelerate the plane and climb to our altitude. Accelerate now.
Good night.
Why do I have this speed set? That is very strange. I never even touched that. Must have been. This is the second day in a row. It was weird. Maybe I clipped something on my throttles here on the Bravo. So let's just speed up the aircraft. $19,000 or below, 13,000 or above. Let's get her climbing. Clear to 2250. Excellent. Flight level change. I don't think I needed it. I hadn't even climbed yet. So at this speed, the climb is a little bit sluggish. That's the thing with the flight level control. If you have it set to such a high speed, the nose can't pitch up and maintain that speed. If that makes any sense.
United 31, descend via the Tilt 2 arrival, Los Angeles altimeter 3010.
Bring this down to 280 knots. Wi-Fi is very nice climb profile. 280. So what's going to happen now is the aircraft, you can see the nose is pitching up. It's going to bleed speed. And then once it reaches 280 knots, the throttles from the auto throttles, they'll kick back into power to maintain a profile between like 5 and 10 degrees. Which is pretty good. There she goes.
Los Angeles Center, American 73 Heavy with you. 8,004
73 at LA Center. Good evening. Clear direct to Vicky. Climb at 18. Flight level 280.
Clear direct to Vicky. Climb maintain flight level 280 for
I always feel like I'm like lagging as soon as I feel like lagger trauma. I'm like past terrible setups, but really I think it's this ATC guy. It just keeps breaking up. So everything looks good. I mean, at this point, it's quite uneventful flight. Pull up the program page. You know, see what's going on. See how far we are. I thought that we were actually, I thought that the controller said to transfer to Unicom and that he was going offline, but he's literally still talking, and I like decided to just go up to 25,000 without technically being cleared further than 15. Hasn't said a word, but let's see what's going on with that. So we've reached the altitude where we're going to be using standard barrel. Get that onto the fuel first officer side. I love the way Xplane12 looks tonight. It's very pleasant for the night flights. First was calling.
I can bring you some coffee, Captain. Would you like it?
Oh, coffee.
Maintain now 390 over FedEx 6473 Heavy.
Sedation 81, leaving the airspace northwest, Oakland Center is local. Radar service, change to master frequency. Yeah, I'll probably be on until about 10 p.m.
We could also drink. There's a coffee in the jump seat. It's been probably cold by now. And these garbage cans actually, like, well, garbage bag actually just fills up. Fully functional radio, by the way, back here. I tested it out, by the way. They've done a crazy job at Flight Factor. Insane, the V2. Best 777 ever built, for sure, hands down. Everything is modeled. The other day I was, like, had some problems. I'm out here, like, pulling out breakers and stuff. It's everything is here. Everything's here. When you're on the ground, you can't get anything plugged into your plane until you establish connection with ground through this here. You can speak to the purser and the ground people. First time I jumped in this aircraft, I'm thinking, okay, cool, you know, get the systems running, get everything going. Can't push back from the gate, can't figure out how to close the doors, can't figure out how to do anything, can't figure out how to get any type of service going. And then I figure out that a few clicks in here, you have to say hello to the purser and to the ground for them to work for you and get things done. Which makes sense, realistically, if you're a pilot in real life. No one's gonna just jump into the cockpit with his first officer and like not say a word to the crew and just like call the guy on the ground and be like, we're ready for push. But it's the first aircraft that I had seen like that level of like stuff that you could do. Over here in the EFB, like whoever, I don't know if anyone's here from the beginning, but you could drive the tug yourself. It's not like that. But you can even do more stuff, like in between the flights. You can basically keep the same fluids from flight to flight, manage like the catering restock. After a few flights, you have to keep your eye on your, like you'll see like your engine, your oil temps will have problems. You can ask the ground team, the maintenance team for samples of the fuel. It's I hadn't seen this amount of level, and I'm just starting out. This is literally the second time I've ever streamed, so this is far from being like a video where Flight Factor is like, hey, fly our craft and say we're the best, but this is good. I've flown the Zebo, the 747, I don't remember the name, but a handful of airliners, mainly Boeings, and once I got my hands on this, oh man, I haven't really been flying the Zebo or anything else. It's just beauty to fly. Even if it's still in beta, the VNAV is still not functional, but at the end of the day, I like to just like look at the box and try to eyeball the descent. It's night here, so it's like, jeez, look at those engines. Fun fact, the diameter of one of these engines is about the same or a bit more than the entire fuselage of the 737. Just to put that into perspective, the fuselage of the 737. That's crazy. So we're about to hit cruise. When we do, can turn the seatbelt signs off. Everything else here looks good. When we start our descent, get close to the airport, I like to bring the APUs back online just in case you get like an engine failure. You could get your engines started again. I like the green too on the 777 here. The green lit background Sometimes when I fly, I'll
Delta
kill this dome light.
2249 LA Center, you may
Just keep it nice and dark like this. Beautiful cockpit. It's a little bit too dark. So far we're looking pretty decent. Let's bring up Navigraph.
Delta 2249, thanks for your contact about 10 northwest of Edon. Set to maintain level 3.
Goes fast once we get into cruise though. Basically Orca to Mikan. And we are on our way. This is our alternate airport, and not even sure. Cedar City,
Center is closed.
never heard of it.
Radar service terminated. Change to advisory frequency is approved. Muchas gracias, señor. Muy buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Frequency change approved. Volaris 1810. Muy buenas
So
noches.
we've been pretty much, I started this counter when we were on the ground. Taxiing, I don't remember, but it wasn't from the gate, but it wasn't from the runway either. So we'll see. I know these guys in Vegas, they like to have you fly the visual. I like it. I like flying the visual. We'll see. I do a lot of East Coast flying because I'm from the East Coast. I live in Montreal. And also on Vatsim, I just find that the East Coast controllers are just like always online. Like the Toronto Center, Boston, those guys are just like, they game Vatsim really hard. So I just ended up doing a lot of these East Coast flights, but it's like it doesn't always challenge you because there's not a ton of terrain. It's not like a high elevation airport. I only flown into Vegas a couple of times. It's been a while. There's some elevation over there, some procedures. You could get caught on a bad day with no visibility and descending to the side of a mountain. It could happen. But yeah, I'm going to be running probably some more daytime flights over the weekend. Work during the day, so just trying to get a few flights in. Weeknights just for shits and
Good
giggles.
evening, Los Angeles Center. Ugly 66 requesting higher clearance.
You gotta flip this little switch just to get the door open.
Center, good evening. Clearance is on request.
Or is it because this is not on?
Ugly 66.
Oh, there you go. See, they even have that model. You cannot open the cockpit door unless you disarm it.
As filed, climb and maintain 10,000. Expect flight level 200, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 126.52. Walk 5326.
Okay.
That is extremely weird. There's been a few things bugging. Obviously, I've opened this door a million times. That is a little bit strange. Anyways, I showed the cockpit model in the last stream. Probably do a bit more, but I'm actually kind of testing out the setup today since yesterday. So technically, it's like the third stream of all time. The first stream of all time was still yesterday. It was from Toronto to Ottawa, just like a really short flight, just to make sure I can get on, get off, check the audio, check all this stuff. It was a shame because I found I was like really finding it entertaining, and then I realized the mic settings in OBS were not that good. So when I went back to listen to the first ever stream, landing was better too. Couldn't hear a single thing from my voice. You could hear Xplane, you could hear ATC, but you couldn't really hear anything I was saying. So I was like, oh crap, that's a real bummer. So I just stayed queued up in Ottawa, did a second flight from Ottawa to Boston, which is technically the second stream, but it is the first stream because I went back and deleted the actual first one where like you couldn't hear my voice at all. I was like, whatever, that will just be pure test. And then today I was at work and just like had a bit of time to open up a few extra pages, was reading up. I don't even really look at a lot of other flight sim streams, so I didn't really know much about this heads-up display where I can show like my departure, the arrival. There's this status bar on the top of the screen that appears to be working. It's working from, yeah, so it was like really quick to set up as well. Fly Live Studio, open source software. It basically speaks to Xplane with a plugin, so I didn't really have to do anything. You just need to like line up your HUD, you know, set up your fonts, your spacing. It's a bit of a hassle there. It's like it's far from Photoshop, let's just say, but definitely works very well out the box, and it's free.
We are
And
ready
you
to
can
go.
just download it.
Sedation 303.
And I believe it works for Microsoft Flight Simulator and all that other stuff as well.
Kilo, it's going to be the Cocktail 4 arrival. It's been upnumbered by 2. Cocktail 4 arrival. Maintain.
So I'm not even sure if I'm still in this guy's airspace, but sometimes you just hear like absolute nonsense on the radio, so let's stay connected. So we are flying over a city that I don't know, but I have the map open here, so I'm going to check. It's Barstow Daggett Airport should have somewhere. Must be over there.
Raptor 3, Roger. I'm going
Must be
to have
this,
to add a
maybe.
slow for traffic head, also going into Vegas and not knocking it in. Reduce speed Mach 0.75 if able.
Mach 0.75, copy.
The virtual altimeter.
Air
Virtual
Canada
altimeter.
11, LA Center, are you on frequency?
LA Center, yes, I am on frequency. Air Canada 11 heavy.
Air Canada 11, welcome. Descend via the Rounders 3 arrival, runway 26 left transition, Las Vegas altimeter 29er 89er.
Stand by 1 second, ATC, Air Canada 11.
Roger.
So we already have this in the box. Reindeers.
Right taxi
Is
via
it Meisen? He must have said
Foxtrot.
Meisen. Excuse me. Los Angeles Center, Canada 11 heavy. We're cleared. Reindeers 3 arrival. Meisen transition.
Ugly 66, go have 3 back, please.
Whoops.
Roger, run Q1 right.
I guess he heard us.
Taxi
So we'll just put that in the box. I don't.
Air Canada 11, yes, correct. Descend via Rounders 3 arrival, runway 26 left transition. Las Vegas altimeter 29er 89er.
I think he said 26 left. Roger, Canada 11 heavy. I believe you might be breaking up a bit. I think it's Reindeers 3 arrival, Meisen transition, and expect runway 26 left.
Air Canada 11, that is correct. Be advised, it appears that your connection is having some issues, so you may need to disconnect and reconnect from the network to try and fix that.
Okay, Roger, Canada 11. So maybe it's actually, I don't know, it's weird. We will disconnect and reconnect from Vatsim just to see if it helps. Again, I'm still like streaming for the second day, so it's gonna take a bit of time until like the setup is perfected, I guess. I did have trouble hearing them. I guess they have trouble hearing me too. I just reconnected.
United 31, contact SoCal approach 128.05. Good night.
2805.
Definitely not an FPS thing, because in Xplane, if you're connected to Vatsim, if you're running low frames, you automatically get booted off the server, which I think is something that they don't do in vPilot, which is the client that the pilots use to connect to Vatsim on Microsoft Flight Simulator. So let's make sure we have everything in the box. So he just said 26 left. We could probably do a visual, just keep the ILS in the box. Reindeers 3, Meisen, goes without saying, we were already on our way there. So let's click back on route. So from Meisen, we're gonna fix this discontinuity. So from Meisen, we're going to Teddy, but we're already tracking Meisen. We saw this on the ground before leaving, and I said that we'd fix it when we were in the air. I like to leave this little box open too for a little while. Sometimes ATC will ask you to go to a random waypoint that's not on your plan at all for any type of reason. They might ask you to do that, and you can always just go to the bottom and add a new, but it's fast, it's here, and then you can just fix up stuff. So I would just click Mizen and then click the other Mizen up here to basically delete everything in between. Then you can execute that. I don't know why it's showing like the circle, like we're not gonna fly that circle. So I'm just gonna click on heading mode and make sure. You see, that's why I also like to keep the heading always kind of aligned. Even if we're not flying on heading mode, if something changes in the box and then you end up with something wonky like that, aircraft starts trying to fly this loop, which is a bit strange. So once we fly it's a bit onto this heading and past Mizen, I'm just gonna, which is basically now, so we can just line up the next one, which is Teddy. And we are back. So if we have a look here, that's what the arrival looks like. So let's have a look. Bring out Navigraph. So I suck at this. Okay, so here we go. We are basically starting the arrival reindeers. Let's pull it up. I'm not sure what approach, but he did say 26 left.
Alaska 621, LA Center radar contact, climb 18, follow 360 unrestricted.
And then let's have a look at the chart for the arrival.
Raptor 3, cross 30 miles southwest of Las Vegas VOR, Adam 18, 12000, Las
This can
Vegas
be seen a
altimeter
little bit better in
29er.
the daytime light.
Can you repeat that? I was not paying attention.
It's just
Raptor 3, no problem at all. Cross 30 miles southwest of the Las Vegas VOR, add and maintain 12000.
Blah, blah, blah,
Las Vegas
blah.
altimeter 29er, 89er.
We track this to that red thing. So this is basically what you need to follow when you're coming down the reindeer. I always just like to have a look. If you're flying VFR, you're obviously gonna pay attention. If you're IFR, you obviously also pay attention. It is in the box. You just want to make sure everything that we saw on the chart makes sense and nothing has been updated. And
Air Canada 11, you should be descending with the Raptors 3 arrival if you haven't done so.
oh shoot. Sorry about that, ATC. Got a little bit carried away. We are starting our descent now. I think we should be okay. On the profile.
Air Canada 11, we're still having a hard time understanding your transmission, sir. Again, I would highly suggest that you disconnect from the again, otherwise we're not going to be able to provide you with further services if you're having continual internet issues. If you're able to use text, you may do so, if that's possible.
Okay, so maybe until I troubleshoot the voice, we can opt for text. I'm gonna go back and look at the stream after and see if it was like Xplane is performing like extremely well. So let's just go ahead and we can continue with text.
Ugly 66, holding short, runway 21 right.
Ugly 66, thanks very much. On departure, proceed direct to Las Vegas VOR. Wind 230.11,
types of screens. Let me just look at the audio settings quick, fast, in another window.
Direct to Las Vegas VOR, runway 21 right.
Microphone, real technician. Hello, like, here it
United
says.
1632, contact says caliber 128.05. Good night.
2805, Unit 1632. Thanks so much for being on. Appreciate it. See ya.
Very strange. Oh, maybe it's the... Because I also have the stuff coming out of speakers. Turn the sound
Over
down.
your radar services will be terminated in block 2000 for your negotiated crossing. When frequency change is approved, and have a good night.
I'm not sure, I don't know. Maybe... Is it my... I mean, how much bandwidth does this actually take? Streaming 4K, 60 FPS. I'm not sure. So we're basically good though. Still reindeers. Pull up the speed brakes just a bit. Let's slow down the aircraft to 250 knots. Oops, it's gone. You see that happen again? It said 1 notch of flaps. I didn't touch the flaps at all. That's what happens when you're flying betas, but it's such a beautiful aircraft and it does fly extremely well. That's why I want to keep flying it all the way through, but updates are frequent. They're throwing updates out like
Ontario
almost once a week or more.
Via the Angel 4 arrival, Ontario, number 30.
Okie dokie, so we're basically back on the profile, so let's continue the descent to 16.
Down at 320 for Sun Country 32.
FedEx 6473, leaving the airspace East Albuquerque Center closed. Radar service terminated. Change to advisory frequencies approved. Good night.
Los Angeles Center, Canada 11 Heavy, do you read me better now?
Send via the Angel 4 to pilot.
I think I may have fixed the Vatsim issue.
I gave it to you early
What a
just
disaster.
as a pilot description.
Okay, so 16,000 or below in 2 miles, we're fine. We'll just pull out those speed brakes a bit just to cancel a bit of lift.
I understand. Yeah, no worries at all.
The next one's probably going to be around.
This is the vicinity of this area that you're currently flying through at the moment. So yeah, no worries on that.
We're going to program GoPro to
Service terminated. Change to
2989.
advisory frequency is approved. Good night.
See you later. Hope to see you again soon. Over to advisory. See you later.
LAX,
Have a great night.
Yes, sir, fly heavy. Where
So
were you currently at?
You troubleshoot something and then you think you got over the problem, everything's good. Now Vatsim's on the audio. Yesterday it was other issues and then
Climate
today it's
2,
this,
design
but
for the base fly
I'm
heavy.
confident these will get smoothed out.
Air
as the
Canada
season
11 Heavy information in turn for Las Vegas. Advise when you have it. Expect the ILS Yankee runway 26 left approach.
Roger, India on board, expecting ILS Yankee 26 left approach for Canada 11 Heavy.
Air Canada 11 Heavy still having a hard time understanding you. Reply with that instruction via text, please. That would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, let's proceed with text then. Okay. ILS. Jesus Christ. Okie dokie, so let's pull out a notch of flaps, which is weird. Why is it? Oh, flying like an idiot. Not quite yet. Okay, let's keep it going at 11,000. Sometimes you feel like there's a lot going on. ATC is like freaking out. Don't get stressed when the tasks.
Delta 2249 at Preno, cleared ILS Zulu, runway 26 left approach.
We're gonna proceed. He's gonna give me. We're gonna do the ATC part by chat because there's like audio issues. Trying to see. Okay, India ILS Yankee 26 left.
Los Angeles, crisis LA control.
Whoops, I wrote that. Oops, wrong person.
American 1128, go ahead.
If it's possible, can we direct to November Oscar Tango November? That would be perfect if you can.
American 1128, clear direct dude.
For the first clip to direct dude is American 1128. That's very perfect.
Okay. Okay, well, what the hell's going on now? Oh shit, yeah, we didn't actually ever get off heading mode. Okay, what a disaster. Let's get back to it. It's murderous. Okay, so let's get back.
Got your 832 descended via the channel 3 arrival, runway 26 left, transition. Las Vegas altimeter 29er more than an hour old.
29er 89er descend via the
2989.
ILS 26 left, thanks. Sun Country 32.
Okay, so I want to make sure everything is good here.
Raptor 2 Dallas reporting wind 23011 visibility 10, sky clear below
Most likely going to be a flap 30.
Altimeter
Gonna go have a
293 and
look
that
at
observation is more than
the
an hour old. You can attempt the visual
landing. It's really, really terrible on Vatsim. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, if I was clipping, if he had problems hearing me as well, then he's like, oh, okay, let's just proceed with chat.
200, ugly 66.
Control, I have
So they take things extremely seriously. I do want to complete the flight without having issues, so that's why
10 miles northeast of Vicky.
we're
San
going to
Francisco
continue
radio
the
is offline.
approach.
Radar service terminated.
So now that we got ourselves back,
Crossing, change to advisory frequency is approved.
what I find was weird too before is that it was flying the heading mode, but the LNAV button is lit.
American 73.
Extremely strange. The aircraft is still in a beta.
American 73, position 10 miles.
It's still the
northeast
best
of Vicky.
aircraft I've
San
ever
Francisco
flown, but
radio
you
is
know, you gotta
offline.
give them time.
Radar
The
service
updates are
terminated.
coming out
Walk
basically weekly.
0, 0, 0,
They've done an
for
amazing
your
job at Flight
approach.
Factor.
Crossing, change to
So
advisory.
we will have 11,000 in the box, 8 miles. We should be absolutely fine.
Feel it.
There's no reason to be angry. We're not speeding. We're not doing anything.
West Oakland is closed.
A little bit off course, but
Service
it's just fine.
change to advisory frequency is approved. Good night. Station 303
So now
Papa
what
Mike,
happens is the
information in the
aircraft
air for
levels
Las
off,
Vegas
it was
is more than
descending
an
in
hour
angle.
old. The altimeter
So as you level off, you obviously need
expecting
thrust to maintain the same speed, so then you can move them slowly, coming back on their own. Courtesy of the auto throttles. Everything looks like it's stable. Air Canada at Bourbon clear to ILS.
United
Cool.
1763 LA Center
So
radar
let's
contact
answer
reset
that.
transponders block
Roger
4763.
cleared. ILS 1926 left at Bourbon. Looks like a lot of mistakes happen, but honestly, it's like you're testing out your stream. Like a lot of people would just do this offline, not on Vatsim. So it's like you're dealing with ATC, dealing with like bugs, dealing with OBS, the mic's not working, this and that, the cat's sick. No. I think that's the airport in sight from Bourbon. So from Bourbon, we're cleared to the ILS. So what that means is sometimes you're not, and you just fly the vector until they do clear you to the ILS. But in this case, we are cleared from Bourbon, so it's a bit of wonky here too. So I just bring this to there. And voila, the final piece of the puzzle. So we're gonna fly the downwind and then come out straight. And then this here seems to be the missed approach procedure, which is really tight because there's terrain. So we want to continue the descent to 9,000. Wow, nice city of the strip here. Nice look of the strip. Let's see, one second. Las Vegas, the city of, I don't remember their slogan or something, but I'm sure it's the city of something.
Here 4967 ident, please.
This traffic controller, he woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So we're going to have this set up here for the ILS approach.
This jet
You can see
760
the runway
Foxtrot LA
here.
Center, hello, climate maintain 1
As we get close, we're going to be basically cleared from burn, and then we'll be able to intercept the ILS from there. If we have a look at, do we have time to pull up Markdown? We have no choice. So let's just put 7,000 in the box so she can keep going down. Okay, we'll also descend soon, next level off.
I see Denver, it appears Denver still has your track.
Navigraph
So I'm
up.
coordinating with Denver Center to drop your track. so I can
ILS
pick it up.
26
So
left.
we'll get that here in just a second.
Let's brief it. So this is it. What it looks like we have in the box. We're
4967,
going
I've
to
got
turn
you
around
down. Thank
here.
you very much. I'll have a descent
And
here
then
for
we're
you
gonna clear
about
from
5
right
minutes
here.
or less.
Alright, thank you.
From burn,
Plans to go.
ILS.
I believe 66 traffic, 9 o'clock.
We're going to
I'm
intercept
sorry,
the
traffic 3
localizer at
o'clock, 10
Pixar,
miles out of
and then they want us at
9,400 Savvy
3,800
Air.
at Relling,
Canada's
which is where the
777.
flight
Expedite
will
your
begin.
climb through 9,000, please.
Airport elevation here, so that's why the altitudes are a bit high. In
Delta
737 aircraft, we
2249,
got 2 new
contact Las
localizer,
Vegas
but in
Tower
the 777,
119.
it's done in the
Traffic.
So we're all set.
Okay.
We just make sure we stay on the profile so we don't have VNAV enabled.
Your port space flight.
Red pin, Bourbon.
Thanks, clear official look for a runway one
That was on another
left
aircraft over here.
and report the church.
The shadows are coming out of the clouds. They have that done pretty well. I'm not sure how good the stream looks there. Maybe it's shambles considering the guy on Vatsim struggling to hear me as well. So in point 6 we won 9,000 above. We're just a bit below 8,000. Let's just hold that for now. Let's just hold right here actually. We're basically right on the profile. In 3 miles we'll descend to 7,000.
What sim are you flying?
6.5. You know, when you see like 7,000 A, 6,600 A, etc., that's above. So
okay,
you want to stay above that. It could be terrain, it could be all kinds of stuff. It could get you killed.
UPS 05, please, and system is
I'm not sure how many people
limit the voice conversations.
that are watching this actually either pilots or simmers themselves. Maybe I go a bit overboard on the explaining, but I don't know. Kind of have the idea that maybe someone's watching has no idea what's going on. So
LA Center again,
they'll
evening
walk
9,
them
please.
through the thought process just a tad.
So,
Altimeter setting was 299. We have that set up. We can have it set up also here.
United 2428 LA Center identically. United
And let's have a
1029
look.
radar
7,000 or above in 2 nautical miles.
northwest of the Memorial
And then we'll put 6,600.
891029 descend and maintain
So the landing flaps 30.
Santa Barbara altitude
We want us to use
007.
auto brake 1. Got a long way to deal with. So plenty of space to start with. What we should have done coming out of cruise was the seatbelt signs back on.
Send pilot's discretion maintain at 9,000. Santa Barbara altitude 3007.
Turn on the lights as we get closer. So I think we are getting extremely close. So let's see how good the weather is. I'd like to fly the visual, but if it's no good, I have to fly the ILS. We're actually getting quite close to the airport. This should be slowing down faster than that on the turn so fast. We should be fine. Start pulling out so fast here. Contact loss.
The United States spot code is 0614.
14, thank you guys.
No problem.
119.9. 119.
Raptor 3, disregard the call. Check wheels down, wind 230 and 11, runway 21 left, clear to land.
Copy, clear to land 21 left with the trade.
Las Vegas Tower, Canada 11 Heavy with you on short final.
Air Canada 11 Heavy, Vegas Tower, good evening, 1220, or correction 230, 12, just 22, runway 226 left, clear to land.
Roger, Air Canada 11 Heavy, clear to land, runway 26 left. So we are cleared to land.
26 left,
Continue slowing down the aircraft.
229,
Bring out the brakes.
runway 26 right at Alpha 5, Bravo,
Start
Golf,
descending.
right at Alpha 5, Bravo,
Basically taking control of the aircraft. And
Happy,
I'll fly the rest of the approach
yep, happy Thanksgiving.
manually.
And to you as well.
So make sure I have the landing gear out. We'll basically fly the profile. We are a bit high, that's why I opted to just maybe fly this by hand. And our ref is right about down here. I'll disengage the auto throttles as well. Grab the stakes by hand. Okey-dokey. So we are coming in, 26 left, so we are just a bit right here. Just make sure we're lining up. We want to arm the speed brakes so we can be deployed as we land. Just want to watch our speed here. Fast, pull back on the throttles, descent. And just line up and try to stay as stable as possible. Bring out some more flaps to the high. Definitely high. If I pitch down too fast, pitching the speed, we may not be able to do it. Should be fine. We have flaps 20 on the way. We have to slow it down. Let's bring out the speed bracers. Really want to have these go. And I'll just call for the flaps.
Think rate. Think rate. Think rate.
Now we'll bleed off the speed really quick. Get my feet on the rudder pedals. Those big boys. And then at this point we're just nice. Usually I'd bring a bit of power back here, but we have speed to bleed off, so I'll just keep those on idle.
500.
Bring the speed brakes back to armed.
400.
Right over the runway. Right on the profile.
300. 200.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
A bit of rudder here to get
100.
Think rate. Think rate.
30. 20. 10.
Okay. Just overshot the landing just a bit, but it's an extremely long runway, so we're definitely reaching. Love the reverse thrust. Haven't been slammed off the brakes yet. Let's see. Full reverse thrust.
3,000 feet remaining.
7 knots.
2,000 feet remaining.
Biggest tower, Frontier Flight 4113. We're coming out. Yeah,
1,000 feet remaining.
Flight 4113, biggest tower, way, just right front, back,
Frontier Flight 4113.
And 11 heavy, cross
So
runway
yeah,
26
just
right at Alpha
troubleshooting the
8, Bravo to
stream.
parking.
Had some like sound issues on Vatsim, unhappy controller. It's the second day, the second stream. Trying out settings, trying to keep. I have a good system. I'm trying to keep the settings as high end as possible. Look at that view of Vegas, though. Amazing. Okay, so let's wait for footing instructions. That is a quite pretty view, huh? Wow.
Canada 11 heavy, biggest tower.
Vegas Tower, Canada 11 Heavy.
Air Canada 11 heavy, you're cleared to cross runway 26 right at Alpha 8, you can taxi Bravo to parking.
Cleared to cross 26 left, Alpha 8, Bravo to parking.
It's 26 right at Alpha 8 and then Bravo to parking.
Sorry about that. 26 right, Alpha 8, Bravo to parking. Air Canada 11. So, we made it to Las Vegas. Let's see. We can close the map here. So we're cleared to cross this runway, Alpha 8, Bravo, to the ramp. That's as straightforward as it gets.
November 303, Papa Mike, Las Vegas Tower, wind 23012, gust 22, runway 26 left, clear to land.
So yeah, I like to bring the flaps back, bring the speed brakes back, can reset the trim. Well, we still have hydraulic power.
Flight 4113, runway 26 right, line up runway, traffic cross, point down 0.
Frontier Flight 4113.
Very beautiful view of Las Vegas. Alright, this is Bravo. Here's the first
Flight 4113, wind 22, or correction, 230, 12, gust 22, runway 26 right, clear to inbound.
If you have an old joystick around, just use that for the nose wheel tiller. It's really good. I find it's really unrealistic to try to taxi the plane with the rudder pedals at extremely low speed. Was this our turn? I believe it is. Just gonna double check there. Already had enough. There should be communication.
Flight 4113, we're gonna need a minute, we're gonna start. We're
the ramp over there.
Flight 4113, roger, cancel takeoff clearance, advise when ready. Nope, I figured it out.
A good little flight here. Kind of enjoying this little stream thing.
Flight 41230112, got
Keep it going, see if it works out. I'm gonna look back at these early streams and try to fix these audio issues, get things running again. So we can take a left here with a bit of brakes because that was a bit hot. And I think we're at the ramp. Yeah, there's some gates. Now let's stay here. Wrap the next one. We'll shut down. On another day, I was going to detail like.
Frontier Flight 4113, contact center 126.5 to have a good flight. I will see you later.
The luggage, everything. You can literally have a hand in a lot of the control here, where a lot of other paid aircraft don't have and probably haven't even dreamed of implementing. I mean, I fly a lot, and I think a lot of these companies are really, really good, these paid aircraft. But I find Flight Factor they went above and beyond with this one here. As far as immersive went, they basically created like a career mode for Xplane. Not too shabby. So this is obviously a gate that seems a bit small for this aircraft. But it'll have to do. Just pour it in here. Whoa, that's a bit wonky. There we go. That's weird. Again, the Bravo is having some troubles. Showed the spoilers as open, like this, but they were closed. And I pulled them back after when I was waiting, when I was holding short. Anyways, APU on, everything's on. You always want to check that off before you close the engines, because you want the aircraft to remain powered. Talk to the purser, ask her to start unloading passengers.
You may allow the passengers to
and you want all this to be on, because you see, let's say you ask Crown to do something.
Captain, I believe you need
First
to
time I
say
was flying
hello
this,
to
I was
establish
freaking
contact.
out. Then I found out that you have to talk to the
contact first.
ground and the purser through this box, so you actually need to say hello like a civilized
I
person.
think you need to establish contact first. I think you need to establish contact first. Sir, you need to establish communications with the crew by saying
November 3, Papa Mike,
Captain, I believe you need to say
unless the
runway
engines are
26
still
right at Alpha 5, and then taxi Bravo to parking for the runway 19 or left.
Sir, you need to establish communications with the crew by saying hello first.
So we can pull these lights off.
I think you
So we're not like blinding like, people that are sleeping in the terminal waiting for their flights that are delayed. Fuel pumps off.
Affirmative.
Good day, sir.
And you can keep the aircraft in like this type of state. While you set up, like, say it's not, you got many legs, you can just like leave it like this with the air on, and then basically start programming your aircraft again, etc., etc. So now that did we actually get Ground on the phone? Because if we did, then
We require some equipment.
there you go.
No problem. Which
Then
one?
you can get them to basically
Primary
plug all this
ground
up,
power.
take the luggage
Sure.
out, refuel, whatever you need. And like I'm just clicking buttons and activating stuff, but there's also like a lot of menus in here where you can do this the long way with the loading and all this stuff, and really be a bit more immersed, which is kind of cool. It's a lot of stuff that's not offered in the sim or in other aircraft. So this looks just like phenomenal. Look at all this. Look at all these people at work here. So it looks a bit wonky, so you could even the EFB, ground service, the doors. Obviously this door is open because you had asked the purser to open it. You can unarm the rest, and then you can open up
Disarmed and
the
cross-checked.
cargo doors. Those swing open. this one should too. And then we
Please
can maybe
open the
open that.
hatch.
I think there was
Affirmative.
there. No, there wasn't, but whatever. Not too bad. And you see these doors swing open. Not too bad. Well, that's about it, guys. Thank you for joining the stream, being patient while I work through these settings, trying to optimize as much as possible. That was Los Angeles to Vegas, and just under an hour gate to gate. So thanks, and catch you on the next stream, guys. Take care. Have a great night.